Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. Today we're still at Gunnar's Hold. Our three heroes are competing in a big tournament that I'm hoping to crack out a lot of the rounds on this episode, since we know what's going on. So we've seen round one and we've seen those characters. There's plenty more characters to come, plenty more fights to battle our way through. So let's see what's going on in round two, shall we? So our first opponent in round two will be Alisha or Alisha. After that we've got Milani. I really should learn some of these names. After that we've got Milani. Then we've got Norgu. Then we've got Old Mac and Joe, if you remember them. Then we've got Orion. Then Veck. And then the second champion, which again is a new character. So let's see how we do. Now it's actually getting harder and harder and harder as we go further up for me to film these, because if I lose in the earlier rounds now, I can't find the other people. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. So fight one of round two, and we're going up against Alisha, our trusty healer henchman from pretty much all the way through Prophecies. Lots of people really like her. You know, she was the monk that always had your back. Some people don't like her because like her AI is a bit bugged with trying to resurrect people, and she got herself killed a lot. But yeah, other than that, she's pretty good. Okay, so when the gate opens, she says, "People told me that I would have made a better warrior than a monk. So I've come here seeking to soothe the hurts, but not to soothe the hurts, but to cause them, sorry." And yeah, she's playing like a whammo build, which is kind of the typical, like every noob used to play it. Sort of, they'd go in as a warrior and use all warrior skills with monk stuff to keep them alive. You know, the typical kind of paladin and knight kind of thing, which really just doesn't work very well in this game. Anyway, so yeah, she goes down pretty easy, because by the time I fought her, I was actually pretty good with my build. As you can see, all those skills are skills that Tom already had, which is pretty cool. And anyway, when she dies, she says, "The gods act in mysterious ways." So, rolling on to fight two, we've actually got, this time, Milani. Yeah, some of the Nightfall heroes actually come up here. She's actually got quite a funny reason for coming here, which we'll see as the gate opens. She says, "My quarrel is not with you, Tom. I'm just here to bring that fool of an ox Kos back with me. But if you won't stand aside, then I'm afraid I'll have to go through you first." So, like, everyone's getting in on the tournament. Oh, and one thing I didn't actually mention, in the spectators, among the spectators, you might catch a glimpse of them in some clips. You can actually see other characters. It's not just random Norns walking around. There are actual other characters up there, so do keep an eye out for that. Anyway, yeah, she doesn't use the avatar of Milani here, which is a little bit weird. I don't know why, but she goes with the avatar of Dwayna. Maybe it's just like a specific build that used to work. Obviously, the dervish has changed a lot now, so it works very different to its original form. She actually took a while to kill. You can see I kind of move around the back there, so she doesn't hit me and Sura at the same time. But yeah, she's pretty easy. She says, "This can't. Could I have been wrong for once?" Maybe that's a jab at women always thinking they're right. Who knows? But yeah, next fight. Let's do it. So this time we're going to be up against, drumroll, Norgu. Yeah, Norgu's actually come up here, which is pretty cool. There was like that hint that he was off with all the other people in Vabi, like Talcora and that, but obviously they all come here. Anyway, the gates open and he says, "The curtain rises. The hero walks upon the stage. The crowd erupts into thunderous applause and begins to chant, 'Norgu, Norgu,' as the deadly dance begins." And what a deadly dance it is. If you look at the way I use the skills here, this is when I first changed my build. And my god, he's actually dangerous. This is my first taste of defeat. I mean, this was actually the first time I lost. He raped me. Looking at it back, I can obviously see, oh my god, yeah, that was moronic of me. But yeah, you were not worthy. That's our first taste of defeat, guys. We get kicked out. He says, "To win with prestige and glory is a sensation like no other. I have another epic to write." So we do a rematch and try and go for him again. And I'm a little bit more careful here. And yeah, it's just generally a very hard fight. I try and get Suru to go in first, right? So that hopefully he'll waste some of his hexes on Suru and actually allow me to do stuff. I mean, the thing is, there was a big update for Mesmers recently to make them a lot stronger in PvP, and Norgu's benefiting that from here. Obviously, I want to justify the fact I just did moronically, but yeah, there really is no excuse. I lost, but he has got some dangerous skills, so you have to watch out. Like, this is what I love about the Mesmer. Like, he's using a skill that means you have to attack or do something, or else you're going to keep taking damage. But he's also using a skill that means you take damage when you do stuff. So, like, it's really good the way he does it. But, as you can see, it's very close here. But once I actually get in on him, it's too late, and I take him out. You can see I was using my skills a bit weirdly there. But yeah, there you go. So, we beat him, and he says, "Well, this is one chapter to be cut when it comes for an edit pass." So, there you go, Norgu. Thank you very much for the challenge. Let's move on. Strolling into the arena for Battle 5 is Old Mac and his pet Devourer Joe. And these guys are awesome. I mean, you really get to know these guys through prophecies. I mean, not the whole thing, more just the first arc dealing with Ascalon, but there's so many quests to do with them. And you can just get a bit of a history with them. So that the gate opens and Old Mac says, "You had best be prepared. Joe and I are hungry for victory." Well, he's just plain old hungry. So yeah, like the Devourer is this really hungry Devourer. And yeah, there's just loads of quests about him. I mean, you in fact help him get that. Back in pre-searing, you kill his bull, and then you give him an egg, which eventually Joe hatches from. And just, yeah, it was really cool to see these characters come back in Eye of the North. I was really happy to see them. As you can see, I kind of killed them both pretty quickly. When they die, he says, "Looks like it's back to the army life for us, Joe." But yeah, just brilliant. I love this little character coming back up. Let's go on to the next fight. The next combatant is, again, another guy from pre-searing, actually. Pre-searing Ascalon. Orion. Orion, one of the henchmen who could have been coming with us through prophecies for a long, long time. He's a fire henchman, and pretty much that's what he does with his skills, and he does it pretty well. So he says, "Awestruck by my very presence? I don't blame you. I am Orion Elic. My skill in battle is matched only by my dashing good looks. When I enter a room, people aren't asking, 'Is it hot in here?' just because of my mastery of the elements. Ha, sometimes I even impress myself by my cleverness." So yeah, he's your kind of typical very arrogant character, just one of many in the Guild Wars universe, really. But we kill him pretty quickly. I managed to outdamage him. He says, "Oh, for the love of you must my hair." So yeah, just a very vain guy. But yeah, it's nice to see him here as well, I guess. It's nice to see them all. The next person we're going to be fighting is a new face for us, but someone we'll be getting to know very well as the Eye of the North Let's Play goes on. Yeah, it's Veck. So this is going to be quite a cool fight, I think. I like Veck quite a lot, and yeah, we haven't known him very long, but he's decided to come in the tournament. He says, "Greetings, Tom. I couldn't resist the chance to show off my intellect and ability. Pity that I have to beat you to do it." I would do a pink in the brain voice, but I really can't, or just a brain voice, sorry. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I like how he's so short, but he uses Shatter Stone and stuff, which is pretty high damaging water magic stuff. But you can see I just interrupt the hell out of him and just really just own him, which is great. So yeah, he dies and he says, "Perhaps I forgot to carry the one in my battle calculations." So there we go, that's all the fights. Now let's see the champion. Well, not all the fights, I guess. I mean, this is the last fight, the champion fight. But yes, who is it, I wonder? Well, it's not anyone we've ever met before. This is someone called Xandra. And by beating this person, we unlock her as a hero. If we actually prove to her that we're powerful enough, she'll come with us. So she says, "That chill you feel is Grent's hand upon your shoulder, sensing your imminent defeat." So she, for a long time, was the easiest way to get a ritualist hero, because Raz is quite hard to get, you know, right at the end of Nightfall. And yeah, she's a pretty cool character. There's 2 characters who will be able to unlock as heroes here in the Norn tournament, and both of them have their own unique quests you can do with them. Now Tom is fighting her, and Tom's going to unlock her. None of the other characters are going to travel with her, but that's because her quest is en route with Tom, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I'll be showing you guys that in the future episodes. But yeah, this is a new member of our team, this is Xandra. I guess we do kick her ass, so she doesn't seem so great. But yeah, she's pretty cool, and we'll be seeing a lot more of her. Anyway, she's dead, and she says, "Curses, you've beaten me fair and square. I guess it's true that there is always someone better than you out there. My mother sent me into the foreign land for my own protection and to seek new experiences. It appears that I finally found an individual worth of following. My services are yours." And yet, she comes with you. And in fact, she is the daughter of someone we've met a long time ago on the Jade Sea, who I'll talk about a little bit more later on. But yeah, there we go. That's the entire of round 2. Everybody's defeated. We're ready to move on to round 3, and we can do that right in this episode. I was kind of tempted to end it here, but I don't even think it's 10 minutes. So yeah, I will continue on. Let's see how it goes. Let's look at the lineup. Okay, well, there's no point really pissing around on this screen for too long, I guess. So yeah, round 3 has got 6 enemies, starting with Sin, going to Danika with 2 of her pets, Lucas, Panico, Master Titus, and then ending with the champion. Let's see how it goes. Alright, battle 1, and we're facing Sin, yeah, who's actually got very similar motivations for joining the tournament as Milani did, because when the gate opened, she says, "Stay out of my way. Menlo joined this tournament for some foolish reason, and I plan to drag him back after I beat him to a blackened pulp for bringing me up here." So yeah, She's kind of exactly the same as Milani and Kos, like the two women are chasing their boyfriends into the arena, who, might I add, both of them have gotten to later rounds than them, which is quite funny. But, wow, I sound really sexist in this episode. But yeah, she spams fire skills, point blank AoE, she's not so dangerous. I mean, we're all familiar with Sin, she's a massive character, she's always been there in every campaign, and here she is. She says, I let you off easy, I'm saving my rage for someone else. Okay, you go get Menlo then, Sin, see you later. Next up, we've got Danika, but she's not alone. Oh no, she's got Brutus and Sheena with her. So pretty much we're facing 3 henchmen at the same time from factions. Of course, these guys are all from the Echo-Vowed Forest. We're all familiar with Danika. She says, too long have we Kurziks sheltered ourselves away from the world. Come, show me the best the lands beyond the Echo-Vowed have to offer. So yeah, she was the Kurzik that was really pushing, trying to get all of the Kurziks out of their trees, so to speak, to try and fight. Now this fight, this took me so long to actually get to Danika. She just would not spawn for ages. It took me honestly about an hour and a half of just going through the same rounds over and over. So eventually when I got to her, I'd brought mending by that point, which was a bit bizarre, I'll give you that, but I knew that they had a lot of hexes, or at least the 2 Rotwallows were necromancers, so I decided to bring this hoping that the extra regen would help. In the end, I don't really think it did, but here I am waiting for my energy to recharge, so yeah, that's what this is about. And yeah, and we go. So all you have to do is kill Danika. You can ignore the 2 Rotwallows. They're only level 10. They're level 20 obviously when they're henchmen and they've got full skill bars, but right now they're actually only level 10, which is pretty cool. So like, I just keep going for her. My build actually, by the way, as Peter right now, I'm using a sword build where you constantly knock people down. I'm sort of showing off a fair few different builds here on how you can complete it, which is quite cool. Anyway, there we go. She's dead, and she says to think that such power could exist. And in this next fight, we have another friendly face from the Echo-Vowed Forest. We've got Lucas. Lucas was a henchman. He joined the monastery with Tom way back when, and then when eventually we went to the Echo-Vowed Forest, his homeland, he was there fighting alongside us. He was another henchman, which is pretty cool. So he says, do not be intimidated by my greatness. This is a rare opportunity to learn the art of fighting from the great Lucas of House Vasberg. Watch carefully, you'll only see this once. So yeah, you get 2 Kurziks here. In the last round, we had Luxon. In fact, Xandra, the previous champion's Luxon. I'll be talking more about that later. But oh yeah, Lucas was a bit annoying. You'll see. Oh, he was actually really hard because he's using like what's called a shield. Sorry, a stance tank build where he just blocks things with stances. And in a way, he's actually making me kill myself here. And I probably could have done better. But yeah, this was quite an exciting fight because I almost died. And you'll see my health keeps draining after he's dead. Anyway, he dies. He said, I suppose I might have underestimated your pitiable skills. When next we meet, I shall not hold back to spare your feelings. Well, that was a bit of a mouthful. Next, we've got Panico, another guy from Cantha. So Panico was this kind of corrupt person who specifically taught Tom all these kind of bad things, essentially, and got us to kill an innocent Tengu at one point. He says, be grateful this tournament forces me to face you head on. Otherwise, you would already be down, having never seen me. I actually prefer it this way, for it deludes you into thinking you have a chance. So yeah, he was a bit insane, a bit crazy. He just loved to kill people, really enjoyed it. And by the end of Factions, he'd kind of had a little bit of a change of heart. One of the most interesting characters, I think, in the whole game, really. Anyway, he says, there was more profit in a loss for me this time. And yeah, very quick fight, in fact, for such a character with so much depth. But there you go. Next up, we've got Master Titus, a very old friendly face, who says, the people of Ascalon know war, pain, and loss. We also know determination. Even when the wall fell, our spirits did not. The fire of our will cannot be extinguished. I really like this line because it's like kind of foreshadowing the whole faux fire thing, sort of saying, our spirits will not fall and never go away. It's pretty cool. I don't know whether that's intentional, but yeah. Pretty easy guy to kill, nothing really that interesting to talk about, except that he was just sort of one of the first people we met a long time ago. He says, this battle is not important. I have a real war to fight. So yeah, super serious. But yeah, that was Master Titus. Nice to see him here. And last but not least, we have the champion of round 3, who is Zoe. So Zoe, you know, this henchman who's been here with us in Eye of the North. She was all the way there through factions. In fact, she was one of the instructors at the monastery. And I've always said she had a lot more backstory. Remember, she's got one eye missing. We're going to learn that now. So she says, do you seek to challenge me? Had you seen the horrors I have witnessed and my bows I've become, you might reconsider. Allow me to introduce you to Onyx. You two get acquainted now. So she's got a companion now, this black moa bird, right? And this is a Black Moa are things. There's been a few quests which I've glossed over as we've gone through the Let's Play, which I'm now going to be able to go back and show you. And yeah, it turns out Zoe's got one. When you beat her, she says, "You love these birds, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. They're so noble, so majestic. Perhaps you'd be interested in this book. It tells the tale of how I found my onyx. It might even help you find a Black Moa chick of your own." Okay guys, the episode's going to end there. So we've actually been given a journal now, which is just this insanely awesome quest thing, which I can't wait to show you. And we'll be seeing that in the next episode, along with the last few rounds. Hopefully after that, the non-tournament will be over, and we can continue with the main storyline in Eye of the North. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.